We were just telling you before the end of the first half how Suwon had done in the latter stages of the championship round. Well, they won 5 games, they drew 5, and they lost 4. So again, a pretty mixed bag. They did manage to score 23 goals, and they conceded 15 in those 14 games. At home in this stadium, again, a pretty decent record. Just 1 loss, 4 wins, 2 draws. Scored 9 goals, though, at home. And conceded 6, so again, just struggled in front of goal. Oh, that's a wonderful goal! Absolutely brilliant. They almost walked into the back of the net. And that's more like it from Suwon Bluewings, right at the start of the second half. Overall, they have been the better of the 2 teams, and they've edged proceedings, and therefore probably deserve the lead. And look at the way they did that. Onside, by the way. Oh, Jang-Yoon with the tap-in to an empty goal. It was a lovely weighted pass as well. Kept onside. Oh, Jang-Yoon with the goal. Right after the half-time whistle goes, or the second half whistle goes. Oh, Jang-Yoon, as you just heard. And they really have got their tails up, haven't they? Come out with a lot more purpose. Oh, that cross shot would have been spectacular. Well, we were hoping for more intensity and goals, and we've got it immediately. Wasn't very much that Lee Bum-young could do with that goal. So we're just talking about Suwon finishing off what we were saying, and they ended up with 73 points in the championship round. That was 20 points more gained in 14 matches, not great. So they dropped from 3rd to 4th actually in the end. In the championship round, so they dropped a place, just like Busan Ipark did, further down the table. Let's see how Busan now respond to this setback. They've been pretty plucky so far. They've been quite happy to sit back, take the counter-attacks whenever they can. Now they'll have to be a little bit more positive, and Rodrigo with the shot. Not easy for him from there. set piece could be dangerous here for Busan. Oh, across the goal. No one yet willing to take the shot. Just waiting for that little bit more space. Rodrigo's done well. That should be a corner. It will be. That's a decent response, isn't it, from Busan? That's more like it. Climbing up high there at Koo Hyun-jun. Lofted forward. Don't forget the weather has also played its part in all of this. Easy one in the end for the stand-in keeper, Young Dong-won. Seo Jung-jin down the left-hand side. Held onto the ball just a tad too long. No, just need to get the ball down the midfield. That's better. A bit of space on the left-hand side. This is good work. Lim Sang-hyuk, who's always a real threat. He has been probably Busan's best player today. Very coolly done on this right-hand side. Just begun to open up more this game. Corner here. Busan, can they profit from this? The last corner was a good one. Santos, that's not a great clearance. He's brought the ball right back into his own penalty area. He's shaping up for a cross there, Kim Young-jin. Danger still alive here for Busan to try and create something out of out of this. Twisting and turning. No luck. Now Santos leads a counter-attack. He'll try to slow things down as he brings his teammates into play. Well, that looked like it took a bit of a deflection, which had the goalkeeper scrambling back. Cho Yong-tae with the effort. Yeah, definitely took that deflection. Could have been embarrassing for Lee Bum-young. It's a corner. A flicked across the goal. Needed the finish. Well, Jong-yoon at the far post couldn't quite get there. Not the greatest of throws. Just wonder whether Busan will try and bring on a little bit more firepower. They've got Kim Ji-min, that's the only other forward on the bench. Give Rodrigo a little bit of company. Santos. That was too predictable. Well, a decent chance here for Busan to put a bit of pressure on Suwon. They've got some big players. Rodrigo would be looking at this with real interest. Well, that fell right through a sea of players. That was the right kind of ball to play with pace into the 6-yard box. Let's scramble away. Will they get the corner? No, it's a goal kick. They'll get the foul, Busan. That's a nice little flick across to Santos. No support for him. Brings it down the middle. Just sorting out a little bit of pushing going on. Oh, that corner. Almost trying to get that direct in from the kick. It's a good turn, looking for the overlap. Not many in the box. It's not going to be a corner, unfortunately, as far as Busan are concerned. They've cleared it away, just about. Double substitution for Busan Park. Well, Kim Ji-min, we thought would come on anyway, the forward. And Jung Seok-hwa also comes on. Presumably, the cramps just too much. Well, this is interesting. He's opted, the coach Yoon Sung-hyo, to leave Han Ji-ho on, who's been a much quieter time, and he's taken off the Brazilian Rodrigo. That's when he hurt himself. It's when a player doesn't have any contact. That's when you get most concerned for him.
부산에 두 번째 선수 교체가 있었습니다. 25번 권진영 선수가 나오고 15번 정성화 선수가 나왔습니다.
So Busan now with a couple of fresh pairs of legs. We'll just find a bit more of an impetus here. Was there a foul? I think there was, but it might just be outside the box. Let's have a look. Well, we're not quite seeing what happened. Oh, is there a yellow card perhaps? Instead for Hong Chul. Well, I think it will be. Oh, that's tough. That, I think, is just outside. This will give us a better, oh dear. Well, we didn't get the angle. I really do like this innovation in Korean football where they spray the line where the players have to be for the free kick, and then there's no deviation. I think that's a great idea because the paint goes off quickly. I really would like to see other countries take on something like this. So free kick here. Well, that goes off the wall. It will be a corner. Hong Chul, who picks himself up after that foul. Disappointed. Santos, was there a touch for a corner? Not given. Let's look at how these sides have performed in recent weeks, get an idea of their form. stringing a couple of passes together, haven't quite found their range, and of course they're desperate to get the ball up to the other end of Busan. That's really well done. Oh dear, blocked perhaps by his own player, and that was a chance here for Busan. A flowing move that could have resulted in the equaliser. Now has Suwon launching a counter-attack. It trickles away, unfortunately for them, but that was a half a good chance, wasn't it? That's another good ball. What a shot, what a save. The standing goalkeeper, Yang Dong-won, has kept his side in the game here. It's a great save. I just wonder whether there was enough conviction in the shot with the overlapping run. No, he picked the wrong way. He went near post. Had to go across the goalkeeper. Couldn't quite wrap his foot around it. Disappointing finish. Well, Busan have done pretty well since the introduction of their two substitutes. Going back to the results and for the two sides. Well, Busan, in their last 5 games, they were up against Ulsan on the 18th of August. Ulsan, remember, finished second in the round-robin stage by just 1 solitary point. Very, very tight margins indeed, and Busan won 1-0. That was an incredible result, really, given how mediocre they've been this season, and that result possibly cost Ulsan the round-robin stage. And then they won the next game as well on the 24th against Incheon United. Incheon was 6th and also above them. Won 1-0 away. On the 28th, they were up against Jeju United in 9th, actually below them in the league, and lost 2-1 at home. They then beat league leaders Pohang Steelers 2-1, which was a really good result. That's pushed away. It's going to be a corner. That was a fantastic display. Right at the very end, they got the winner of that game. So the last 4 games of the round-robin stage, 3 wins and a draw and a loss. Good save again by the keeper, but I think you'd expect him to make that. Could have been creeping in. Well, what that meant was that at the end of the league, they finished in 7th place. Remember, the top 7 go through. They finished with 11 wins, 7 draws, 8 defeats, 33 goals scored, 27 conceded. Away from home, well, it was quite poor. 4 wins, 4 draws, 5 losses. So a change being made. Kim Dae-kyung. So Busan, 33 goals, 27 conceded. Ended up with 40 points. They snuck in ahead of Seongnam on a +1 goal difference. They got +6. Seongnam, the mighty Seongnam, who have had better days really, were on +5. So really, they'd have been disappointed, but Busan sneaking through thanks to that last second goal, which helped pip Seongnam into the final 7. They finished on 40 points, as I said. In fact, they were only 9 points away from first, really, so it was all quite tight. They were 1 point away from Suwon Bluewings. We'll talk about them in a short while. So there's not much between these two sides, as has been the case today overall. Now on this right-hand side, trying another move. And the substitution's just been made. Of course, Kim Dae-kyung, Shin-Soo-gae there. So in their first match in the championship round, they had a goalless draw with FC Seoul, who had a superb comeback towards the end of the, well, the latter half of the round robin stage. Seoul ended up in 4th. They had a goalless draw, those two sides. So in the last 5 games, it's been 3 wins, a draw and a loss. So it's been they've been in pretty good form actually, Busan Park. Unfortunately, it has not really been the case today. Well, the man about to come on to Pyeongkang, massive player. So a change about to be made.
블루윙즈 선수 교체 투평가.
Free kick here for the home side. Oh, it's work, nice work from Santos. Can't quite wriggle his way through. So Busan Ipark currently find themselves in third place in this round. And of course, if they lose today, then that will severely hamper their chances. Let's have a look at Suwon, how they've done. Well, on the 11th of August, they were away to Gyeongnam. Gyeongnam finished fourth from bottom. No surprises that Suwon won that 3-0 away. Next up, Suwon were up against Gyeongnam. It was a draw on the 17th of August. Gyeongnam, as we said, finished in 8th. Suwon at home, I think they'd be a bit disappointed with that. Next up, on the 25th of August, away to Daegu, who finished third from bottom. They won 2-0. On the 28th of August, they were away to Incheon United, who finished in 6th place, just below them in the league on goal difference, and lost 3-1, surprisingly. And in their final round-robin game, they were at home to Chunnam Dragons, who finished in the bottom half and could only manage a goalless draw at home, which was again quite surprising. Had they won that last game, which I'm sure they were expected to, they would have still remained in 5th spot, because they ended up with 12 wins, 5 draws, 9 losses. That was the most inside the top 9, in fact. Scored just 38 goals. That was also quite poor. Yeah, just not very good scoring, and conceded 29 goals, which is not a bad defence. At home, 6 wins, 5 draws, 2 losses. They scored 19 goals at home. Again, not very good. And conceded 13. That meant that they finished. Suwon finished in 5th spot, 41 points. As I said, just above Busan Ipark. Haven't played a game yet in this league. This is the first, and they could go second in the table, or even third. Actually, depends on if they score any more. I think Suwon's case has been helped really by a Championship League campaign this season, a Champions League campaign, one in which they performed very poorly in. I don't think I've ever seen Suwon perform so poorly in the Champions League. They were up against the likes of Kasha Racel of Japan, Australia's Central Coast, and Chinese side Guita Renhe. Started off with a goalless draw away to Central Coast on the 27th of Feb. Same scoreline at home to Guito on the 13th of March. got absolutely hammered at home, surprisingly, on the 3rd of April by Kes Shaw Sports, 6-2. Yet another goalless draw, this time away to Kes Shaw on the 9th of April. On the 23rd of April, they lost 1-0 at home to Central Coast, and they ended things off with yet another draw, 2-2 at home, away to Guita Renha on the 30th of April. So they finished bottom of the group with just 4 points. 4 draws, 2 losses. They scored 4 goals, conceded 9, all because of that one game. And it was a very dramatic game. I think Suwon also missed a couple of penalties in that match. Yes, they scored 4 goals, conceded 9 at home. 1 draw, 2 losses, scored 2, conceded 7. So a very poor campaign, and I think they just began to pick themselves up after it. They will get a corner here. He must be a aware man thinking, will I ever beat my nemesis for my old team? I'm just kidding, of course. It's a team I'm sure he's got a lot of regard for. Let's have a look at the head-to-head record between these two sides. Another corner it'll be, as the game comes towards its end. The last time these two sides played was on the 31st of July, when Suwon won 2-0 against Busan earlier this season. Oh, the goalkeeper flaps, and it's not the most convincing of clearances. Neither is that the best cross in the world. Goalkeeper again flaps, but he made a great save earlier. He's forgiven. Well, across the face of the goal. Santos goes off.
블루윙 선수 교체
박훈주.
후반전 추가 시간 3분 주어졌습니다.
Yes, so going to the head-to-head, as we said, Suwon won the last game 2-0. Busan last beat Suwon on the 17th of April 2013. They won 2-1. So there was one apiece during the league stages. You have to go sometime back for the time that Busan actually beat Suwon in the stadium. Six games ago, when they won here. Rather, 5 games ago, not including this one. And in that time, it's 4 losses. So the pattern continues. Overall, the last 36 games was played between the two sides. Suwon have got an overwhelming record of this. Listen to this. Last 36 times they've played, Suwon have won 21 times. There have been 8 draws and 7 wins only for Suwon, or rather for Busan. Suwon have managed 55 goals in that time. And Busan have scored just 36 in the stadium alone in the last 16 games. There have been 9 wins for Suwon, 4 draws and just 3 for Busan. 25 goals scored by Suwon, 15 by Busan. Got to get on with it. But it's too late because Suwon have come away with a vital 3 points in the championship round. I think overall they've deserved it. Had better possession, created much more. Busan were plucky at times. See what it means to the fans. They're delighted. The only goal of the game coming from Oh Jung-yoon right after half-time. Oh, lovely flowing move. That was a simple tap-in for Oh. And Suwon now will join Ulsan and Pohang, who've won their very first game in the championship round. And that means a final score here at the Suwon World Cup Stadium. It's Suwon Bluewings 1, Busan I Park 0. Thanks a lot for joining us. See you again soon.